Hello everyone, welcome to my Session 8 assignment memo/video. This week's reading and presentation topic are on performance assessment. My learning targets for this module are the following. 1. Explain the advantages and disadvantages of creating a performance task. 2. Distinguish between a holistic and analytic rubric and when to use them. 3. Describe the process for creating a student-friendly rubric and how to involve students in that process. Okay, your assignments are the following. Number 1, there is a true-false quiz on absence of bias. There's a hard copy located in course materials. You can only take it once. So what I would recommend is to take the hard copy, then go on to the quiz discussion board and talk about the ones you struggled with. I want you to watch the video, 5 Keys to Rigorous Project-Based Learning, and my presentation. Read Chapter 8 in Popham. Read Chapter 7 in Chapui et al. On performance assessment. And read the article by Heidi Andrade. Now, many of you will complain that there's too much reading. What I want you to do when you do these readings is to skim through them and pick out what you think are the big ideas. You don't have to read every single word of these texts. Learn how to read strategically. And then I want you to upload your initial draft of your selective response test in the discussion board that's available in this module. There's no assessment for this module's topic. There's no assessment on performance assessment. But you will be expected to mention performance assessment and cite the material in this module in your final baseline survey. So please keep that in mind. This week you'll also finish the first draft of your selective response test. This is just the first step. Please take note of the verbs I provided to assist you in the target creation process in the Learning Target discussion board. And reminder, please avoid verbs like appreciate, cover, realize, be aware of, familiarize, study, become acquainted with, gain knowledge of, understand, comprehend, know, recall, and learn. Those are not specific and measurable verbs. You will also find that formatting, especially for the matching session, is a big hurdle to overcome, which can be minimized if you watch my Creating the Selected Response Test video. You can find it in several places, including in this assignment memo video. Here are the steps you need to take in the test creation process. 1, you need to become familiar with the EdTPA. You should have started that last module. Create 4 to 5 learning targets. Almost everybody's created 4, and that's good. That are specific and measurable, which most of you have already done. Write 20 to 25 questions that align with your learning targets. You need a minimum of 6 matching. Some of you in your testing blueprint only had 4 or 5. Somebody only had 3. So remember that you need at least 6, and then you need at least a minimum of 3 of all the others. So you don't necessarily have to have 3, but you could have 6, 4, 5, 4, or 6, 5, 4, 5, or any kind of arrangement of 20, as long as you have 3, a minimum of 3 of the true, false, multiple choice, and fill in the blank. Once you complete your first draft, upload it to the initial selective response test discussion board in the appropriate group. Attach it as a Word document. Do not, I remind you, do not cut and paste it into the text box. Someone has done that already. That you can still go in and edit your post and then attach it as a Word document. If you don't, it'll mess up the formatting. And formatting is big in this. It's a big part of the rubric. So that's why you need to attach it. Okay. Then you need to download and take the exams of your group mates. And because it's a modified discussion board rubric, you're going to have to take at least 5 tests and upload them if you want an A. You can do 10 or 9 if you want an A plus, but I would say an A would be just fine in this because it's a lot of work to take these tests. So you'll have to go outside your group. I would recommend staying within your EdTPA. If you're in the early elementary literacy, stay with that. Or if you're in the early education, although the EdTPAs are pretty similar. As somebody mentioned that in the learning target discussion board, so it's not going to hurt you to go outside your area and take one of the other selected response tests. So once you download your group mates tests, take them and then upload them back. And make sure you put the person's name on it so we know whose test it is. And then give them feedback. So you're going to upload it as an attachment to your post, and then you're going to give them feedback on their test. And I have many items where you can use in selected response test creation materials, which is in Module 7. I have Is This a Trick Question by Clay, which is an item writing pamphlet. Chapui et al. Especially Chapter 5. Popham in Chapter 6. So you can find item writing guidelines in all of those places. I will be giving extensive feedback on your first draft only. So some of you are going to want me to do it on your second draft. I've done that to some of you in the learning target discussion board, but that makes it very time consuming for me to give feedback to you twice. So I will give feedback to you once, but your group mates and your classmates can give feedback to you twice because you're going to revise it and upload it again in another discussion board. I've made an analytic summary template available. I made it available in the discussion board, in the learning target discussion board instructions, and I'm making it available here in this memo. I have a link. You will need it to reflect on the process in your 3-part analytic summary, which you will complete and hand in on the last module of this course. Also, you have a true-false quiz this session on absence of bias that you can only take once. As I mentioned before, you need to take the hard copy first, then go on to the quiz discussion board and talk about the ones which you are unsure of before taking it online. Because once you take it online, you can go back and help, but don't give answers because you'll know what the answers are if you took a true-false test and got it wrong. Here's also one question that I believe is poorly worded. This is true-false quiz is created by Popham. So email me with your justification if you got it wrong, and I will give you credit if your justification is viable. Another reminder to keep working on those anchor activities, your vocabulary in your own words, and your final baseline survey, which requires citations. And it's available in Module 8 Overview. All that is in the overview. So that's it for now. I'll be checking into the Learning Target discussion board off and on during early part of this week because I want you to get feedback, those of you I haven't given to yet. So I will talk to you all again in 1 week.